In recent years, tilapia fish farming has developed as a viable and sustainable business enterprise. This is largely due to the fact that tilapia fish are known for their exquisite flavor, rapid development, and flexibility. The tilapia, which is a species of fish that lives in freshwater and is a member of the family Cichlidae, is well known for its resilience and relatively simple cultivation. This video will bring you through the fundamental procedures and tips for successful tilapia fish farming, regardless of whether you are a startup fish farmer or an experienced hobbyist. Step 1. Planning and site selection. In order to have a prosperous trip in tilapia farming, it is necessary to carefully plan and pick the location of the farm. Before going into the complexities of pond design and construction, it is vital to take into consideration a variety of aspects that serve as the basis for a healthy tilapia farm. Pond design and construction. When it comes to tilapia farming, choosing the best possible location is of the utmost importance. For the purpose of ensuring that the chosen location satisfies the prerequisites for successful aquaculture, it is important to carefully assess the accessibility, water quality, and terrain parameters. The dimensions and curves of the pond are really important, and they should be in accordance with the magnitude of the farming operation that is planned. A pond's design must have drainage and water circulation systems that are both effective and efficient in order to contribute to the creation of a favorable aquatic ecosystem. The cultivation of tilapia depends on careful planning at this stage, which lays the groundwork for successful cultivation. In order to ensure the health and well-being of tilapia, it is essential to select a water source that is either trustworthy or free of contaminants. For the farm to continue to function, it is necessary to guarantee a consistent and dependable supply of water. Before beginning tilapia farming, it is important to do thorough tests to determine the quality of the water. A number of important parameters, including pH, temperature, and oxygen levels, are under scrutiny during these testing. Farmers develop an environment that is beneficial to the health and growth of tilapia by first gaining an understanding of the water conditions and then optimizing those circumstances. In order to ensure the success of the tilapia farming enterprise, it is essential to take into consideration the climate and adapt it to the conditions that exist. Considering that tilapia are most successful in warm water, it is best to choose a region that has a climate that is either tropical or subtropical. This choice not only has a positive impact on the health of the fish, but it also has an effect on the expansion and production of the farm. In order to protect the pond from unfavorable weather conditions that could put the tilapia's health at risk, it is necessary to adopt the necessary prevention measures. Additionally, it is vital to provide sufficient shade in order to maintain the temperature of the water and create an atmosphere that is conducive to developing to its full potential. During the first stage of planning and site selection, the primary objective is to provide the groundwork for a tilapia farm that is both environmentally responsible and agriculturally successful. The total success of the attempt is dependent on each and every factor, including the design of the pond, the concerns of water quality, and the adaptation to the climate. It is vital to engage in meticulous planning in order to guarantee that the selected location is in accordance with the particular necessities of tilapia farming. This facilitates the future stages of the cultivation procedure. Not only is it necessary to successfully rear fish in order to be successful in tilapia farming, but it is also necessary to create an atmosphere that is both balanced and conducive to the fish's growth and health. Farmers can build the framework for a robust and sustainable tilapia farming venture, one that can grow in harmony with the natural elements of the chosen location, by investing time and effort in the planning and site selection phase of the undertaking. Step 2. Preparing the pond for use. Following the selection of the location, the subsequent step is to get the pond ready for the tilapia farming operation. Fertilization of the pond. Utilize either organic or inorganic fertilizers to boost the natural productivity of your crops. To create a healthy ecology within the pond, it is important to encourage the growth of phytoplankton, which serves as a natural source of food for fish. Liming or ponding. By adding lime to the water, you may adjust the pH of the water and create an environment that is favorable for the growth of tilapia. Pond drying and sealing. Ensure that the pond is completely dry before attempting to seal any potential leaks by compacting the dirt. In order to ensure that water is retained, the structure of the pond should be repaired if it has been damaged. Step 3. Stocking tilapia fingerlings. In order to ensure the success of your tilapia fish farming endeavor, it is essential to choose fingerlings that are both healthy and free of any diseases. The process of choosing fingerlings. For the sake of quality, it is important to obtain fingerlings from reputed hatcheries. Your farming objectives and the demand in the market should guide your selection of tilapia species. The density of the stocking. To prevent overcrowding, it is important to determine the optimal stocking density. The recommended number of fingerlings per square meter is between 5 and 10, as this encourages rapid and robust growth. Step 4. Feeding and nutrition. It is crucial for the quick growth and overall health of tilapia to receive the appropriate nourishment. Take into account these information. Formulated feeds. Make use of tilapia feed that is of excellent quality and contains the appropriate proportions of protein, carbs, and other vital components. In order to adapt the fish, first introduce the feed gradually. The use of supplemental feeding. It is important to provide the fish with extra sources of protein, such as insects, worms, or plant materials, in order to diversify their diet. According to the stage of development of the fish, adjust the feeding rates. Feeding schedule. If you want to encourage normal growth, you should establish a constant eating plan. Keep an eye on the feeding behavior and make adjustments to the quantity as necessary to prevent overfeeding. Step 5. Water management. Managing the water is an important part of tilapia farming because it affects the fish's health, growth, and general well-being. With a focus on keeping the water in perfect shape, farmers can make a place where tilapia can grow and thrive. For tilapia farming to work and last, water management must include everything from controlling oxygen levels to keeping an eye on temperature and water cleanliness. Controlling oxygen levels is one of the most important parts of managing water for fish farming. Fish need oxygen to live and grow, and when the temperature rises, it becomes even more important that they can get it. High temperatures can make oxygen less soluble in water, which means that tilapia could run out of oxygen. To deal with this possible problem, farmers need to make sure that their crops get enough air and oxygen. Monitoring the amounts of dissolved oxygen on a regular basis is necessary to quickly spot any changes or shortages. As technology has improved, it has become easier to make tools and equipment that let farms measure and keep track of oxygen levels in real time. By keeping an eye on changes in oxygen levels and acting on them, farmers can stop problems before they get worse. This keeps tilapia from running out of oxygen, which could hurt their health and growth. Controlling the temperature is another important part of managing water in tilapia farming. Most fish do best when the temperature is between 25 and 30 degrees Celsius. Extreme temperatures above or below this range can hurt the fish's metabolism, ability to eat, and general health. Farmers can help keep the temperature from changing too much by doing things like putting shade over the water's surface. This helps make the environment more stable and good for tilapia, which helps them grow and stay healthy. Monitoring water quality factors is an important part of managing water well for tilapia farming, along with oxygen and temperature. Regular checks for pH, ammonia, and nitrate amounts are important parts of this monitoring process. The pH level of the water, which shows how acidic or basic it is, can affect how well biological processes work and the health of tilapia as a whole. If you do not keep the amount of ammonia and fish waste in uneaten food within safe limits, it can hurt the fish's health. For the same reason, high amounts of nitrate can pollute water and hurt the aquatic ecosystem. With accurate and timely testing, farmers can find possible problems with the water quality and fix them right away. Taking care of issues like high ammonia levels or changes in pH stops water pollution, keeps the tilapia healthy, and makes sure the environment as a whole can last. Farming tilapia is not just about the fish, it is also about making the water environment healthy and long-lasting. By using best practices for managing water, farmers help protect the environment and make their tilapia farm healthier and more productive overall. Effectively managing water is an important part of growing fish. Every part of water management is important for keeping the conditions perfect for tilapia's health and growth, from making sure there is enough oxygen to controlling the temperature and keeping an eye on water quality factors. Being cautious and careful with water management is not only the farmer's duty to the fish, but also a sign of how committed they are to the long-term success of the tilapia farming business. Farmers can make tilapia farming more successful by managing water in a smart and effective way. Step 6. Disease prevention and management. Disease prevention and management are two of the most important factors that determine the success of tilapia fish farming. Measures to ensure biosecurity. The implementation of stringent biosecurity measures is necessary in order to avoid the spread of diseases. It is important to place fresh fish in quarantine before releasing them into the main pond in order to reduce the likelihood of contamination. Disease identification. Learn about the common diseases that affect tilapia and the symptoms that they exhibit. Conduct routine checks on the fish to look for any indications of disease, and if necessary, seek the advice of a veterinarian. Treatment and medication procedure. Promptly treating diseases with the appropriate drugs is essential. If you want to avoid residue in fish and assure the safety of consumers, you should follow the specified dosage and withdrawal periods. Step 7. Harvesting and marketing. The final step in the process of raising tilapia fish is harvesting, and making use of marketing methods that are effective is essential to achieving financial success. Harvesting techniques. It is possible to gather tilapia without giving them any stress by employing harvesting methods that are mild, such as using seine nets or traps. It is important to harvest fish at the appropriate size in order to get maximum market value. Processing and preservation. Immediately after harvesting, clean and process the fish in order to preserve its quality. Investigate various ways of preservation, such as smoking or freezing, in order to lengthen the shelf life of the product. Marketing strategies. Determine which markets you want to target and devise marketing methods that are successful. In order to develop a consistent presence in the market and promote your tilapia, you should make use of social media, local markets, and the possibility of forming relationships with restaurants. Essential tips for successful tilapia fish farming. Learning without stopping. In the dynamic realm of tilapia farming, the pursuit of knowledge is not just an occasional task. It is a continuous and indispensable journey. To thrive in this ever-evolving sector, individuals involved in tilapia farming must adopt a mindset of perpetual learning, staying attuned to the latest developments, and fostering meaningful connections within the aquaculture community. One crucial aspect of ensuring a sustainable and successful tilapia farming venture is the commitment to ongoing education. The aquaculture industry is subject to constant advancements, ranging from innovative farming techniques to breakthroughs in fish health management. To navigate these changes effectively, individuals engaged in tilapia farming must actively seek opportunities for learning and skill enhancement. This involves participating in workshops, seminars, and conferences dedicated to aquaculture, where experts share their insights and experiences. Continuous learning not only broadens one's knowledge base, but also enhances practical skills. By staying abreast of the most recent research findings and technological advancements, tilapia farmers can adopt cutting-edge practices that optimize production efficiency and ensure the well-being of the fish stock. This commitment to ongoing education is not just about keeping up with industry trends. It is an investment in the long-term success and sustainability of the tilapia farming enterprise. Moreover, cultivating a proactive approach to continuous learning fosters a mindset of adaptability. In a field where environmental conditions, market demands, and regulatory frameworks are subject to change, the ability to adapt is paramount. By constantly updating their knowledge and skill set, tilapia farmers are better equipped to navigate challenges and seize new opportunities, ensuring the resilience and agility of their operations. However, learning does not occur in isolation. Building and maintaining professional connections within the aquaculture sector is equally crucial for staying informed and inspired. Networking provides a platform for sharing experiences, exchanging ideas, and gaining insights from fellow tilapia farmers, industry experts, and researchers. Engaging in discussions and collaborative efforts with peers fosters a sense of community and creates a support system that can prove invaluable in times of uncertainty. Attending industry events, joining online forums, and actively participating in professional associations dedicated to aquaculture are effective ways to establish and nurture connections. These connections can open doors to new perspectives, innovative solutions, and potential collaborations that contribute to the continuous improvement of tilapia farming practices. Fingerlings of good quality. It is very important to start with good fingerlings when raising tilapia because the process is very complicated. Investing in fingerlings from reputable hatcheries is the first step toward building a successful and profitable tilapia farm. To keep the tilapia farm healthy, productive, and long-lasting, it is important to understand the important part these young fish play in the general success of the farming project. When talking about young fish, fingerlings refers to those that are between 1 and 4 inches long. These young tilapia are the basis of the whole farming process. They affect how big, healthy, and productive the adult fish get. Getting high-quality fingerlings is a smart move that greatly reduces the chances of problems and helps the tilapia farm succeed in the long run. Hatcheries with a good reputation breed and raise tilapia with great care for their health, genetic quality, and the surroundings they live in. Buying fingerlings from these kinds of hatcheries gives the farm a strong start, with fish that are more likely to have traits that are good for it, like growing quickly, not getting sick, and being able to adapt to the farm's surroundings. Tilapia populations are healthier when they have access to good fingerlings. Disease resistance is a key trait that many high-quality fingerlings have. It lowers the chance of infections and outbreaks on the farm. Farmers can promote a more sustainable and environmentally friendly way to farm tilapia by starting with fingerlings that are healthy and genetically better. This will reduce the need for antibiotics and other interventions. Additionally, the health of the fingerlings has a big effect on the tilapia's ability to grow. A farming business that invests in fingerlings with good natural traits will be more productive and make more money. Fast growth rates, good feed conversion, and even size distribution are all signs of high-quality fingerlings. These things make a tilapia farm more reliable and profitable. Farmers set the stage for a strong and long-lasting business by focusing on genetic excellence and environmental conditions and giving priority to respected hatcheries. The fingerlings are the basis of the tilapia farm. Their health, growth, and productivity depend on them, so choosing them carefully is an important part of any successful tilapia farming plan. Keeping records. It is important to keep accurate records of the characteristics of the water quality, the feeding schedules, and the growth rates of the fish. The optimization of farm management procedures and the identification of areas for improvement are both facilitated by this knowledge, which is useful. Flexibility and adaptability. It is important to be flexible and adaptable to changing conditions. You should also be open to modifying your farming procedures in accordance with the specific requirements of your tilapia and the changing landscape of aquaculture. Participation in the community. Participate in the activities of local communities, stakeholders, and regulatory organizations in order to establish constructive partnerships. In order to circumvent obstacles and advance aquaculture techniques that are environmentally responsible, community participation can be of great assistance. Environmental stewardship. In order to reduce the negative effects on the environment, it is important to implement farming practices that are both responsible and sustainable. The adoption of environmentally responsible practices not only has positive effects on the natural world, but it also makes a contribution to the long-term prosperity of your tilapia farm. Diversification of income streams. Diversifying income streams through the creation of value-added products can significantly contribute to the financial health of a tilapia farming business. This may involve processing tilapia into products such as fillets, smoked fish, or ready-to-cook items. By tapping into niche markets and meeting consumer demands for convenience, farmers can add value to their produce and potentially increase profit margins. Additionally, exploring partnerships with local restaurants, grocery stores, or specialty markets can open up new avenues for product distribution and revenue generation. Agrotourism. Another avenue for diversification is the incorporation of agrotourism into the tilapia farming business. Opening the farm to visitors can create a unique experience, allowing individuals to witness the farming process firsthand. Offering guided tours, recreational fishing, or even on-site dining experiences can attract tourists and locals alike. This not only generates additional income, but also fosters a connection between consumers and the source of their food, creating a more sustainable and community-engaged business model. Educational activities. Leveraging the educational aspect of tilapia farming can be a rewarding form of diversification. Conducting workshops, seminars, or educational programs on aquaculture and sustainable farming practices can attract participants ranging from students to enthusiasts. Charging a fee for such educational activities not only generates income but also establishes the farm as a knowledge hub within the community. Furthermore, educational initiatives contribute to the promotion of responsible and informed farming practices, aligning with the principles of sustainability. In conjunction with diversification efforts, developing a comprehensive risk management strategy is imperative for the long-term success of a tilapia farming business. Contingency measures must be in place to address unforeseen obstacles. A thorough risk assessment is the first step in developing a robust risk management strategy. This involves identifying potential risks specific to tilapia farming, such as disease susceptibility, market volatility, or climate-related challenges. Understanding the nature and scope of these risks is essential for crafting effective mitigation measures. Once risks are identified, farmers should develop contingency plans that outline specific actions to be taken in the event of adverse circumstances. In order to achieve success in tilapia fish farming, it is necessary to combine cautious planning, rigorous management, and ongoing education. You will be able to establish a successful and sustainable tilapia farm by adhering to the step-by-step guidance and incorporating vital ideas. This will not only supply a useful food source, but it will also contribute to the expansion of the aquaculture industry. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.